Hey guys, a lot of people are doing the gardens right now, getting stuff in the ground. Some people are already way ahead of what I'm doing, and they got some good stuff to share with people. They also have some situations where they would like to have some additional input from other viewers to help them diagnose some problems, but they don't know how to make videos. It's a real simple process. So what I'm going to do right now is take a few minutes and show you what I was working with for the first 90 or so videos that I made, and then I'll show you what I'm working with right now. This is what I had used for quite some time, a little Fujifilm digital camera. I started out with, I think, a Kodak and made a few, and the lens thing, when it would come out, it all jammed up, and I got mad with it one day and threw it in the bushes. With the memory card in it too, by the way. So I went and bought this Fuji camera right here, Fujifilm, and it has done a good job. It takes a good picture, real easy to work with. About $85, $90, that's all it took for me to get going. But what I found out, walking around with this little bitty thing in my hand, you can see my hand just covers it up. Had a hard time keeping my fingers out of the front of the camera and stuff, and keeping it shaky and doing all this kind of thing, so I needed to get me a little tripod or something to put it on. I went to the store, China Mart, like everybody else goes to. They didn't have the tall tripods, so I found this little thing right here. It's a little flexible one. Move it all around, and what it does, it just screws right into the bottom of your camera, and there you go. You got your camera on a tripod. I'm sure you're wondering how in the world you film going down the road with something 6 inches tall. That's not a problem. This might have looked kind of ridiculous to anybody that come walking by and saw what I was doing, but when I got ready to go to the garden, I go get my post hole diggers. And then I'm going to take this little thing, and I could put it in here, and I could wrap around one side, wrap around the other, get that thing situated, and I could turn it whichever way I wanted to go. I could position that thing just about anywhere I wanted to. Turn it. That worked out real good. So anytime somebody seen me going to the garden with the post hole diggers, they knew it was video time. And that worked out real good for, you know, about 80, 90 videos or something like that. Real cheap, easy, and that'll give you an opportunity to make a nice still shot outside without having the camera bouncing around kind of. The next thing with dealing with cameras and outside is always the wind. It's not real bad today, but you always you got the wind blowing through your camera, making that roaring sound. It's hard to talk over it. It's hard for other people to watch the video and understand what you're saying sometimes, but you do the best you can. That's the thing about gardening, being outside, you're in the elements, you got to go with the flow, so to speak. So let me show you what I've been using for the last 3 or 4 videos, and helped me out with the audio part and gave me a better picture too. Alright, so I switched cameras over to the little small one to show you what I'm working with right now. I went online a few weeks back, maybe a month or so ago, and I found a Canon ES200, about a 2009 model camcorder. Got it for about 200 bucks, and the reason I wanted this was because it had the microphone jack on the side. Right here, the little red input, that would allow me to hook up an external mic to it and try to cut down on some of the wind noise outside. That's a good little camera. Went ahead and bought me another tripod, a real tripod, so that I could pan around and go up and down and all this kind of stuff, and not be doing this with my hand. So that's the camera and the tripod. Let me talk about the audio stuff for a minute here now. What I did was just go online and started searching for remote microphones, and I found these Asdens right here. It's an Asden Pro. You got a WM and a WR. The WR is the receiver. It's got a little piece of Velcro on the back of it. I put a little piece of Velcro on the camera, and I can set that right up there to it. Spin this thing around here. Open her up, and I can plug it right into the side. It's got an antenna on there that you can extend if you're going to be getting a pretty good distance away. And then this right here is the transmitter. You're going to stick that in your pocket. And you got this little thing right here that's going to fit right up in your shirt collar where you button your shirt up, or somewhere close by where you can talk into it. And what this allows you to do a lot of times basically is to turn your back to the wind so that you don't have the wind roaring into the side of the camera. Makes for a much smoother, cleaner video. And to demonstrate just how well that wireless microphone works, I'm going to just knock the top off of this row right here. We're going to be planting some beans up here today, and I need to get these clods and stuff out of the way. But I can take this right here, go down the row, knock the clods off of it, stir the dust up. It's dry here. We ain't had no rain in about 3 weeks now. Ever since I planted them onions, as soon as I put them in the ground, the rain shut off. And we just go on down the row, just cleaning this stuff off, get the clods out of the way. So when I run my little earthway planter down it, it don't get jammed up. And you get to the other end. Can you hear me now? Good. This cordless mic works extremely well. If you're just starting out new in videos, maybe you don't want to put that kind of money into it. I certainly wouldn't have. But it's like anything in life, the better equipment you have, the better you're going to be at doing whatever you do. Alright guys, just to wrap this one up, when you're first starting out, there's nothing at all wrong with buying the basic cheap digital camera and making some videos. It's going to be real simple for you. Once you get comfortable with that, then you get into the editing part of it, which I would highly recommend. I use Windows Movie Maker. Most of the video recorders now are going to come with software where you can edit the videos and do all kinds of fancy stuff with it, add music, overlays to it. It really is a simple process. And then once you get comfortable with using the cheaper stuff, if you want to step up to, you know, a regular video recorder with the wireless mic and all that stuff, that's a good step to take. For the people who are making the videos, using the smaller cameras, and walking around in the gardens, they're going to have a little bit of wind noise in there. If you're watching a video that somebody has done like that, bear with them. It takes time to learn this stuff and to work through the process. If you got somebody, you're watching the video and you can't really hear what they're saying, maybe the camera that they have is the best that they can afford. Don't leave them a nasty comment. Be encouraging to folks. So when you're watching a video of somebody and they're new, maybe they're shaking a little bit, maybe they've shown the same plants, you know, 3 or 4 times, and you really can't think of anything to say, but it's obvious that they are trying, they are doing the best that they can. If you can't leave a positive comment or something like that, or you just can't think of nothing to say, just click the like button over there and let them know that somebody appreciated what they were doing. It makes a lot of difference. So I hope that was helpful. If anybody's got any questions about whatever I use, I'll put a link down there for the Asden microphone deal. And if you're having trouble with Windows Movie Maker, there are a lot of videos on YouTube showing how to do that. Any other questions and stuff like that, just send me a PM. I ain't no expert on this stuff, but I'll be glad to help you with what I know. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next time.